Are we caused or blessed with our natural resources in Nigeria? Nigeria over the years has been an agrarian economy. Since the 1970s, when oil was discovered, Nigeria focused squarely on crude oil revenue, and has failed to diversify our economy till date. The problem with focusing on natural resources is, especially crude oil, that the price is determined in the international market. It allows the country to be exposed to international shock. Um, Now, Nigeria has failed to channel revenue generated from natural resources into other sectors. For example, when there was need to diversify the economy, Nigeria implemented SAP in 1986 with the help of IMF and World Bank. But till date, we are yet to see the impact in the aspect of economic diversification. The problem of oil exposing the country to international market shock is visible in the 2014-2016 recession, when oil price plummeted from $100 per barrel to $30 per barrel, which means Nigeria need to also allow other sectors of our economy to be lively, to be viable. That way, revenue can come from several aspects of the economy and not squarely from oil, or oil taking higher percentage. Agricultural sector that it was generating high has dropped down to about 30% over the years, while oil has risen to about 90% foreign exchange and about 50% of government revenue, which means our fiscal budget is based on oil revenue, and it allow the country to be exposed to international market price shock. Other countries have been able to diversify their economy. For example, Norway. Norway is an oil-based country. Saudi Arabia is an oil-based country. But we can see for certain that they've diversified their economy. They've ventured into other aspects, and they're able to generate more revenue. So what is the problem with Nigeria? What will we say is the problem of Nigeria? Will we say Nigeria has a problem of corruption and mismanagement of funds? According to resource cost theory, they say resources is a cost, natural resources is a cost because most countries that have it are unable to develop their economy. They have problem of mismanagement, they have problem of rent-seeking behavior. Nigeria, yes, we can see that we have that problem. But other countries have natural resources and don't have the problem. Botswana is able to channel their natural resources. They make use of they have diamond, and they're able to channel the resources, and they've experienced about 5% growth yearly over the years. But Nigeria, no, we have been stagnant over the years, which is bad. Malaysia is an oil country and is able to grow and diversify other sectors of our economy. And their per capita income has risen from $300 in 1970 to $11,000 in 2022. But Nigeria, we cannot boast of that. How much is our earning? How much is our per capita income per person every year? It's low, below 2,500 according to OECD. So oil, focusing squarely on oil is bad for the country. So is it that the discovery of natural resources in the country is now a cause? Developed countries that don't have natural resources, they were able to make use of taxation. But Nigeria tax is very low. Nigeria tax range around 6 to 8% according to OECD. But other African countries like South Africa, like Botswana, like Ghana, South Africa has around 24%, Ghana has around 14%, Kenya has around 18%. Nigeria is still GDP tax to GDP ratio is around 6 to 10%. So should we increase tax in our country so that we can diversify our economy? So that government can base their fiscal budget on tax, which is a stable revenue compared to crude oil. Should we implement that in the country? Would that help our health sector? Would that help our educational sector? Would that help the country to become better? Would that help to increase our per capita income? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. Or we should manage our resources properly, because there are countries that have managed their resources properly and they are doing fine, and there are countries that don't have resources, they focus on tax and they are also doing fine. So which one is the case of Nigeria? Do we need to implement both? Do we need to increase tax Do we need to have proper management, reduce, try to eradicate corruption in the country so that we can have a better country? Because we need to live fine. We need to solve the problem of poverty, problem of inflation, problem of unemployment in the country. It's getting out of hand. I would like to hear your views in the comment section.